From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, May 11th. It's going to be a beautiful day, sunny, seasonably cool with that spring feel out there. Highs will be in the upper 60s. Not too bad, but it will get cool overnight to the mid 40s.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
Breaking news. Police say a man is dead after a shooting on the city's far east side, and a suspect is in custody after a brief standoff. Officers say the shooting happened at around 11 last night at an apartment complex on Red Mill Drive near 38th and Franklin Road. Officers found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. He later died at a hospital. Investigators say thanks to a community tip, they found a person of interest in a home near the scene. IMPD surrounded the home, and the man turned himself in and was arrested. Police do not know what led to the shooting. Also on the east side, IMPD says a man is dead after a fight escalated to a shooting. Happened at 10th Street in Shadeland late Saturday night. Officers found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. He later died at a hospital. Investigators say they think the shooting stemmed from a fight in a parking lot. Police say the suspect stayed at the scene, and officers found a gun in his car, then took him into custody.
It's Mother's Day. Here's the tragedy. A mother is going to get a knock on the door this morning to be told that her son is dead. And for the rest of her life, every Mother's Day, she's going to remember that's the day my son died.
Investigators are asking nearby businesses to share any security camera footage of the incident that they might have. In Muncie, police say a woman is dead and a man is in custody after a triple shooting on the city's south side. It happened on South Walnut Street just before 5:30 Sunday night. Officers found 3 people with gunshot wounds. A woman died at the scene and 2 men were taken to the hospital. Police say a 21-year-old man is now in custody for the shooting. 45 employees and guests are okay here in Indianapolis after they had to evacuate Sullivan Steakhouse after a fire near the Keystone Fashion Mall. It happened at around 10 Saturday night on East 86th Street. The Indianapolis Fire Department says the fire started inside the kitchen exhaust hood system, then spread to the roof. Multiple people called 911 saying they saw flames on the roof. Firefighters say they took around 26 minutes to put the fire out. IMPD will begin overtime shifts starting today as part of this month's Click It or Ticket campaign. The department says seatbelt use in Indiana is above the national average. A 2024 study from the Purdue University Center for Road Safety showed seatbelt use among people in Indiana is more than 94%. That's above the national average, which is 91%. IMPD says the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is funding the overtime pay for officers. Campaign runs through May 31st. Pacers fans are waking up disappointed with the draft. The blue and gold hope to get a high pick in the NBA draft lottery. Instead, Indiana won't get one at all. News 8's Justin Rizzavi got reaction from Pacers fans.
The NBA draft lottery party quickly turned to disappointment when it was found out the Pacers would not have a first-round pick this year. However, Pacers fans tell me they're still overall optimistic about the future of the team.
Pacer Nation is very strong. They're disappointed right now, but they'll get up tomorrow and know that their team this coming year is going to be a contender.
Sunday was a special day for Pacers fans with a draft lottery party at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. While it was mostly season ticket holders in attendance, one lucky fan won free tickets after entering his name in a sweepstakes.
I'm not one for usually winning things, and this is my first time winning a sweepstakes. The experience has been awesome. The food's been great. There's been lots to do.
The Pacers lost their first rounder because of a trade they made earlier this year that meant if their pick fell between number 5 and number 9, it would go to the LA Clippers. And that is what happened, with the Pacers drawing the 5th pick. Still, some fans think losing the first-round pick was worth it.
We didn't lose a player today. We made a trade, and we got Zubats, who is a top-drawer center.
We still have an awesome roster. I'm still very hopeful for this year coming up. Go Sirs!
As the Pacers will not have a first-round pick in next month's draft, Pacers fans can now set their sights on the next regular season, which starts in October. I'm Justin Razavi for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Pacers president Kevin Pritchard posted on social media apologizing to fans, saying, "I'm really sorry to all of our fans. I own taking this risk. Surprised it came up 5th after this year. I thought we were due some luck, but please remember this team deserved a starting center to compete with the best teams next year. We have always been resilient." The Indiana Fever are looking to bounce back this week. The team lost their first regular season game to the Dallas Wings on Saturday, 107-104. Caitlin Clark was back on the court for her first regular season game since her season-ending groin injury last year. Star guard left the bench twice to go see medical staff during the game, but returned both times.
Just getting my back adjusted. It gets out of line pretty quickly, so just getting my back put back in place a little bit. But other than that, I feel great.
The loss sends the Fever to 11th overall in the WNBA. The Fever now head to LA to face the Sparks. Tip-off is Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Countdown is on for the Indy 500 after drivers raced in the Sancerre Grand Prix on Saturday. Alex Palou started on the pole position for this year's Grand Prix. In the first lap, 4 drivers crashed into each other, causing an early yellow flag. Jumping ahead to lap 29, another incident on the track sends Felix Rosenqvist into the air, ending his race. Christian Lundgaard took the lead at lap 68, sealing the win for the Arrow McLaren driver. Win helped him break a 47-race winless streak.
Feels pretty awesome. I think in many ways it's been a lot of unfinished business around the Indianapolis road course. Again, we're fighting for a championship, but we're also fighting for a 500 that's coming up in a few weeks. So it's the right way to start the month, but I just feel so pleased to have that rock removed, that piece of concrete from my shoulders from having been good around here in the past.
Indy 500 practice starts tomorrow at the track. It runs through Friday, then qualifying starts this weekend. Oil prices are up this morning after the U.S. rejected a peace deal from Iran. Iran sent its response to the latest U.S. proposal to end the war through Pakistani mediators yesterday. But in a social media post, President Trump called it totally unacceptable. That sent oil prices soaring. Brent crude oil, the international standard, jumped more than 4% to $105 a barrel. Benchmark U.S. crude oil rose to 4.7% and is now at nearly $100 a barrel. Trump administration's latest peace deal proposal included a deal to end the war, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and roll back Iran's nuclear program. Trump's rejection of Iran's response did not include any details. Gas prices in Indiana are down. According to AAA, the state's average price for regular gas is around $4.40. Here in Indy, the average is around the same. National average is also down. It's at about $4.50. That drop in local gas prices follows Governor Braun's order to suspend the gas tax in the state. The excise tax alone is 36 cents a gallon this year. We asked our political team about the drop in prices for this week's episode of All Indiana Politics.
Well, I think one of the biggest issues is for the governor is he's got to do something, and he's got to be very proactive in doing something, because the person who he supports, wholeheartedly has taken us into this forever war that has really brought the gas prices up. I mean, there's no question about it. Everyone is feeling it at the pump. The challenge becomes, and I think people do need to have some type of relief, absolutely, because again, affordability is a major issue. The challenge becomes is the gas tax funds our roads. And so we don't have great roads, and it's not just Indianapolis, it's all over the state. So even though you might save 20, 25 cents on a gallon of gas, you're still not going to see those road improvements. That takes away from that. So what ends up happening is, what do you do next? Do you tap into the surplus? Do you, do you have to have a special legislative session? I don't think you'd want to have a special legislative session. So really, the options aren't that great. And in the meantime, we're in the middle of a war that 63% of Americans do not approve of, and it's that disapproval rating continues to go up.
I think it did. And I think it was a great move on his part, because he understood that Hoosiers were hurting and he wanted to try and make some sort of impact. And as we saw from Garrett's segment, it is making an impact. 20 cents per gallon, that's huge, right? And so I think that Hoosiers are feeling a little bit of relief at the pump. However, that's only a limited period of time.
Yeah.
And so, again,
The clock's
Trump
gonna run
has
out.
to
He's
fix
gotta move,
this
yeah.
Iran problem by the end of summer. Otherwise, it will be a problem this November.
Laura, close us out here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mario. I mean, I think the challenge, though, with the Iran war, too, is, Trump campaigned on, I am not going to go into forever wars. We're going to be America first. And I think that is creating a lot of cognitive dissonance for people, as well as the fact that everything is just so expensive. And when you fill that gas tank up, you have to fill that gas tank up so you can get to work. You can do all these various things. And it's really going to impact people. And I think it'll impact people, especially when it comes to summer travel, back to school. It's going to increase budgets. I'm just going to keep talking and not let you get a word in. That's my plan.
We could
I'm
not
just
have
filibuster.
Iran have nuclear weapons.
China has confirmed that President Trump will visit the country later this week. China's Foreign Affairs Ministry confirmed the visit yesterday. That's after the Trump administration previously released details on the summit. President Trump is set to arrive Wednesday and stay until Friday. The meeting comes amidst economic tensions over the war in Iran. White House spokesperson says Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping will also discuss a new board of trade, as well as energy, aerospace, and agricultural industries. American passengers from the cruise ship with the Hantavirus outbreak are now in a special medical center in Nebraska. One developed symptoms on the flight back to the U.S. John Lawrence reports.
Dozens of passengers on the Hantavirus-stricken cruise ship started to exit the craft Sunday and were brought to shore on small boats. Several nations, including the U.S., Germany, and France, are sending aircraft to evacuate their nationals who were on board.
This unprecedented operation is going as planned.
The ship left port in Argentina on April 1st. Just over a month later, 3 people from the craft died from the disease.
We are in touch with the WHO. We're in touch with the international health organizations, including the one in Spain, and we have been providing technical assistance to all of those organizations all the way through.
Although several countries will be monitoring passengers, health officials stress the risk to the public remains low.
This is not another COVID.
Hantavirus infections usually come from contact with rodents where the disease is present, but it may have passed from human to human aboard the vessel, according to the World Health Organization.
We're in contact with U.S. colleagues, both in Atlanta, and there are also some here in Tenerife. And they're monitoring everything, and they have made all preparations. They have their plan in place.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordell. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.